Not about playing, but where it is played matters much. Times have stayed out every game in and out. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Very serious handball. Kick off. multi-million start for the respective clubs or respective communities. We have thank you, Brikama Nema. I guess we're waiting for His Executive the President entrance to the Brikama the final entry, the two stars, Nema Kabilo and Kitty Community, the final of the third edition of the Shooter Kabilo, and of course the no second channel. Thank you so much for being here too. Saturday is the place to be. We thank each and every one of you for coming out with your numbers and business visits to Kabilo. One of the initiatives of the program.
On this ground. Welcome to the Box Bar Mini Stadium, Yusufa.
Yeah, thank you so much, Sidhu. And like you said, a warm welcome to everyone to the Box Bar Mini Stadium. When you come here, we like to call it the theater of entertainment. And you know, you've been here for a while, and of course, I want to believe you can attest to that fact that the Brikama Box Bar Mini Stadium is the theater of entertainment. Well, we are here for the third edition of the Intercabilo tournament, and this one is historic because the last two editions, yes, they were big, and but this one is bigger because the President of the Republic, His Excellency Adama Barrow, Sidhu, bankrolled this championship. Before the competitions start this year, there are doubts whether the competition will take place because the floodlights had some issues. But the sports committee, reached out to the Ministry of Youth and Sports, and of course, through the National Sports Council, they were able to help to make sure that the lights were, reinstalled. And of course, they also reached out to the president to bankroll the competition, and he happily, sponsored the competition. So we are here we are, Sidhu. Everything is set. We have the 2 teams. We have some dignitaries. The Minister of Youth and Sports is already in, alongside some other dignitaries like the Governor of the West Coast region. We are waiting for the sponsor, His Excellency the President, to come, and of course to get us on the way for this intriguing final video.
If you are watching on your screens, the players you are seeing are the players of the Nema United Griffin and their supporters ahead of kickoff here. At the other end are the players of Kitty, who are also taking a tour of football one of the teams that are warming up ahead of the commencement of the game. Not a regular Nawetan team, where in some instances draw the final battle. Here, from 14 Nema United shaking hands. Behind them are the caring supporters of Nema United. The team of Ambient is the chief of KDC and Brikama Cabilo. And Brikama Cabilo. They are fans before the commencement of awaiting arrival of the president. Right? We are happy for the first time outside now.
Yeah, it seems like the night football. Yesterday I was having a conversation with a friend, and he was telling me probably we will now shift to night football. You and I were at the Serekunda West Mini Stadium when the Serekunda West, not actually the Serekunda West committee, but the night football that was organized at the Serekunda West was played, and you can see how successful it was. And for the last 3 years, it has been played here, and it has always been successful. And now that we are having lights everywhere, Serekunda West, Brikama, and Serekunda is also have theirs. He was telling me just probably, night football might, take the stage. Probably Nawetan might even be played at night. But then, it's beautiful. You look at the weather right now, it's not that conducive. Probably if we think, we had enough lights at the Brikama Stadium, maybe this game could have been, at least pushed a bit. Let's say we start at 6 or 6:30, so before 9 o'clock we will be done. But yes, we have lights, but they are not, they are not enough. We just managed to play. Now that the president is coming with all the ministers, hopefully that is going to be one thing that, they will help the communities, at least help and have enough lights at the stadium. But then, this is going to be a big one, Sidhu. Nema over the years have been taking part in almost all the competitions that have played in Brikama. When they come to the box bar year in, year out, the slogan or the mantra is always our land, our cup. But that I mean, like I always say, I'll mock them. You will always say, I will allow, but you always thank. They aga. But at least this year, they're aga na. I mean, never done league meeting. Then go reach out at least they were able to clean the knockout. So you never know. Probably that can be the opener for them. Whether that is going to be the case or not, what happens here will justify that.
Outside Navitan, where each and every community within all these fans here are just amazing. And either sides of
than the president himself. So that makes it, all exciting, all interesting, about this final. So as we speak, the two teams are out and they are warming up, waiting for the arrival of the chief guest of honor, who is the president and the sponsor of this particular football tournament. Any moment he arrives, the kickoff will be done, and then the ball will start rolling between these two teams. So we await to see an exciting contest. And if you are watching us from wherever you might be watching us across the length and breadth of the country on GRTS and also online, stay tuned and enjoy the final of the Brikama Intercabilo football tournament, also known as the President Barrow Peace Tournament, which is about to start here.
It's about to start, and the two communities, Kiti and Brikama itself, which is represented by Nema United, are waiting this moment, a moment when we will have the champions. I mean, it's Sane, Sane Kabilo, who played the Super Cup. It's Jamban Sane and we team again. Jamban Sane were defeated, right? So it
will come in, no, I mean
it will come in, but definitely it was Jamban Sane.
Yeah, they were defeated, I remember, in the final.
That was defeated in the final. But seeing the two teams that played in the Super Cup, those who are the two finalists in the second edition,
yes,
could not make it here to the final. We are going to have
Welingara,
yes.
Welingara.
Welingara.
Yeah, it was Welingara.
And Jamba Sane.
Yeah. Yeah.
I thought it was Jambar. No, it's Jambar Sane,
It's
right?
Jambar Sane.
Jambar Sane.
Jambar Sane.
So
Yes.
definitely we're gonna have a new champion today. I mean, the significance of competition between these two sides.
Well, like I said, I mean, you look at this Kitty side. I was not fortunate to watch them, but if you talk to most of the people who watch the entire Intercabilo, they will tell you one of the best teams that we have in the Intercabilo this season is Kitty. I mean, they have had some brilliant footballers. There are a few who was, in main Brikama, but they moved out now, so they've, closer to Kitty now. They're playing for Kitty. But again, like I said, Nema, as always, you can see on their sides, even on the back of their fans club, they've written, I mean, the pride of Sateba. So it's like they are the city, they call themselves the city boys. So they are the capital city of Brikama. So, I mean, the whole of Brikama, I want to believe, will be behind them as the representative of the Brikama town. But well, Kitty, coming all the way from Kitty, I mean, coming here, playing 4 games, and of course all the way to the finals. What else? I mean, can one ask them to do? Other than just go and complete what you do. But then, for me, there's a lot at stake. Emer's talked about the prize money and of course the bragging rights. But again, I mean, having the opportunity to be crowned by the President of the Republic, Sidu, that alone is itself, I mean, a win, for any team to say, what, the 3rd edition of the Brikama Intercabilo tournament, we went all the way to the final. We were crowned by the President of the Republic, His Excellency. So that alone, I think, is big, Sidu. And it's like we're hearing the sirens, so it seems like the President will be in any moment from now, Sidu.
He is all we are waiting for to begin this encounter between one team from Brikama and another from Kiti. These are 2 teams who have been the best teams in this year's championship. It was Jambar Sane and Willingara in the 2nd edition. And in the 3rd edition, it is a team outside of Brikama who had defied all odds, who had stand off against teams from Brikama to make it all the way to the finals. And they will even want to go further and win in the championship. But that cannot be done without getting past a very strong Nema side, or Nema United. So a cross-section of different ministers you are watching, and the president's vehicle is about to enter the mini stadium. And after he is welcomed into the mini stadium, they will walk him through to the pitch, where we will witness the pre-match formality, the normal handshake, and a pause for photo session with the players of the 2 teams. But it's been entertaining, as it is referred to, the theater of entertainment, the Brikama Box Bar Mini Stadium. And it is exactly what we are seeing here today, or witnessing if you are watching. That is the vehicle of the president entering the premises. And he is about to be welcomed by the ministers, who will walk him onto the pitch where the players are patiently waiting. It's always a huge moment. He's been welcomed by the governor of West Coast Region, Osman, and second with the Minister of Youth and Sports, Bakari Waibaji, together with other. Dr. Cisse is in Arsenal. And Arsenal
the president is also Arsenal.
Yes. Arsenal are currently on looking on with relegation threatening West Ham, as Minister Dr. Sabali. It's the normal handshake and a welcoming move to the football pitch for the President, His Excellency Adama Barrow. Remember, he is the key patron, he is the donor, he is the most valuable person as far as this championship is concerned. It's named after him. A walk.
Well, see, I think this is symbolic. Some of us might be young. To be honest, I'm not sure I've seen this before. In less than 2 months or 3 months, we've seen the president going into local football, not only sponsoring it, but I mean going all the way to the finals, gracing it, and of course witnessing it. So I think this is good and this is huge. It is only something that we will encourage, but also something that we will plead with the president to say, you know what, you look at these grants, they need, they need improve. So we will listen to the national anthem.
right. Welcome back. After that, pretty much formalities where the president had greeted every player and every staff of the two teams. Yusufa, will we see another Arsenal kick? The one that we saw at Serekunda is oh my goodness. Boy, Bobutola boy. This one. Bobutola.
Bobutola. I forget you goalkeeper one.
Lola de Gonde.
Lola de la, so goalkeeper so wanga. Bobu Bahla, Bobu worry.
Serekunda.
Why Serekunda
tap on ball we were.
Why Serekunda the first direction.
Dennis Bergkamp more tap ball.
But dress code is different. You know, Serekunda the solo something kind of, you know, a sports gear. Why, you know, after all, it's good.
They have to understand.
Well, they have to understand. So, you know, why it's still good. Kick me ball. Tola one, why it's still a good kick.
Toby never am direction, Dana.
Exactly. Never am direction. So, hanga. For some toy in any so against the box, we hanga. Toy for some toy, I'm so toy. Why? It's a good kick.
All right. I think for the benefit of local listeners, we talk a little in our native languages. You know, mfelali Brikama box bar mini stadium oti baye bato. Labi alonko nyin team fulol ebe na nyosea competition ola. Ramadan wanta sunkar kono bala bu nyoto kaminke nyinandung ya tola president ola because atene ila biggest sponsor ti walen sindijang. Team fulol mimbe bina wala walem kiti aning Nema United mimbota Brikama yusva binum fele Brikama Ministerio moto.
Yeah, sido baraka bake kamol be bismillah bil ban jibe kan banko kan banko bandala ke bismillah Brikama la baye bato e ka fa dam box ba nyo sa yaro mi alon ko wala be kiti ani Nema tema sawo sang karadam fo nyo sa mi kidang e ka fa inde kabila ka pile sungaro kono nyilan sang mandangon isanya fulol mi be kamera akeral no aka successful bake nyilan dum banko nyaadon ko his excellency president Adama Barrow wolna rabulo dum nyilan ta ko you know a sponsor budung you know many organize mana in arabi simla pour ala fo sina mabe final oro budung ala arabi sim no wo you know ala den ko mandro la dal sa fo nyama budum biu mo be hol to jang banko nyaadon go fon ko ma yaaji ni nyama fudata ani pilala nyo konton sa siblara budum sayeng dundala majo ko fon sidu so
all right, there we go. The team in A are in blue. And we will take a rundown of the starting 11 for both teams. Nema United in blue playing from right to left, while the team in black and dark blue socks, or socks rather, Kitty, are in white, playing from our left to right. And Kitty's number 8, Hussein Fati. But we begin with Nema, who has in goal Yaya Kamara, the number 1, number 17, Hena Sane, number 4, Modusa, number 2, Modulamin Jame, number 15, Fode Singate, number 8, Adama Jame, number 14, Aliu Jata, number 18, Sambu Jalo, number 10, Abdullah Manjang, number 6, Saliu Jalo, and number 20, Ansumana Sane, which completes the starting 11 for Nema United. Their opponents have Salif Sonko in goal number 2, Yaya Jata number 5, Malan Jata number 3, Omar Sane, number 20, Amadou Jallo, number 15, Jere Ayisi, number 4, Yusuf Asise, Number 8, Usainu Fati. Number 7, Modulamin Bisedi. Number 10, Aisha Gomez. And number 19, Lamin Sonko completes the starting 11. Deep in there, halfway, the number 8, Fati placed the number 15, Jere Ayasi. Number 7, Tons, and still attacks for Kitty and wins a free kick. Just by the dividing line here at the Brikama Mini Stadium, where these two teams are fighting for the 2025-2026 Intercabilo Football Glory. Kitty and Nema now are defending in their own half. Abdullah Manjang cases that one, but he loses it out to the number 5 for Kitty, Malanjata, who plays for safety. For the Singate with the throw, he goes long, and Kitty win a defensive free kick with Jere Ayasi. Malanjata, the number 5. MS, the president had taken the first kick, and this time around it was a toe, not a tap in like what we saw at Serekunda West.
Yeah, I believe he decided to go with a different style of kick, and usually we call it here a toe. Yeah, and it's like, and that's a cross into the box. Scramble, player goes, but it's been cleared out. Yeah, so it's like the kick was a fair one because it went straight. So probably we would say here that the president is not siding with any of the teams. But the beauty is that having the president here to come and preside over the final and take the kickoff is a huge thing for community football, for grassroots football, and especially a live long memory for some of these players, having to shake hands with the president and have those photo sessions. And back on the pitch, you can see the game got off to a blistering start, and like both teams, trying to stamp their authority on the game. And from the look of things, it seems it's going to be a very, very intense game scene.
It's an intense game and a defensive throw for Nema United, who has their number 15 take in a long one. Jumps is Malanjata, who wins the head, and number 20, Amadou Jallo, plays it wide and finds Lamin Sonko. And Yaya Jata goes long. That's Kitty at the far left side, and turns, playing patiently from the center of the pitch. And now Nema United's turn to also attack, but the ball goes out for a throw into Kitty, attacking Tad. I mean, Yusufa, we talked about the importance of this particular encounter. It has gotten us to a beautiful start where we have these two teams not shying away from playing.
Yeah, of course, it's a final, and remember what we talked about, the bride and everything. Now, after all the preparations, the president's, coming, the handshakes and everything, now it is their turn, the players, to do the job on the pitch. And yes, we started on a high note, pressing from both sides. I hope it continues like this, because remember, all these dignitaries, all these people, but even though it's free of charge, there are no ticket charge, but again, all these people, leave their, busy schedules to come here to watch this game. So this players can give them is an entertaining game, an end-to-end game, a game that at least, when we go home, a game that we will remember for many, many years. So yeah, good start from both sides. I hope it continues like this season.
I hope it continues, and that was an opportunity for Kitty, but the attacker Lamin Sonko seems to have interfered with his hand. And Yaya Kamara will start the play for Nema United, who goes a long one. Jumps and heads is the number 9. Well, Kitty are building up from their back. Jata plays another Jata. And the left-sided defender plays the long one, but now it's Nema United. He kicks a long one and Jata under the goal. It's Usman Jata or Abdullah Manyang for Nema United with a beautiful header to give Nema United the lead after just 7 minutes of this encounter. MS, we have the first goal of the final.
A perfect start for Nema United, and that was a brilliant low header there from their player to keep them the lead. And you can see the celebrations over on the other side of the pitch. So we have got a brilliant start to this game. Just 7 minutes into the game, and the first goal is in, and Nema leads.
It's Nema, the team from Brikama, playing at the Brikama Nema Stadium, and they have the first goal of the contest.
Well, what a start for the people of Nema. I mean, I can tell you, they could not have dreamed anything other than this coming into this game. You know, when you talk to people from Nema, I mean, and what they've gone through over the years, you know, playing at the Brikama Nema Stadium, the disappointments that they've gone through at this pitch, I mean, sad to see you. I mean, it's enormous. And now having an opportunity like this, I mean,
and it's another moment for Nema, and this time around,
wow.
Antumana Sane, but the goalkeeper Salif Sonko did well and manages to win that one. Amadou Jallo, Usainu Fati goes and now finds Amadou Jallo, but the goal scorer Manyang in defense chief duty there for Nema United, and now Kitty. The centre back finds Fati. He plays with his left back and who wins a free kick into the opponent's half. I mean, it's not like the one we saw at the Serekunda West. These two sides are definitely playing all from the get-go.
Yeah, indeed. We have seen an open game. It's been an attacking football. I believe also there are factors that could have been responsible for this, because looking at the Brikama Nema Stadium, artificial turf is a good ground where you can play the ball beautifully and you can attack, compared to the Serekunda West football pitch, which is not in fact I can say which is a very poor ground. So probably you will get the best of those two teams in terms of attacking and beautiful football. But here we have Kitty attacking, shot comes in but blocked on the way by Nema, who created danger. So so I believe that is one factor, but it's like also both two teams want to ensure that they go all out to make sure that they win this game.
Well, Lamin Sonko for Kitty, who finds that was not the best of controls by Lamin Sonko for Kitty. And Yaya Kamara, the goalkeeper for Nema United. It's a case in one. And no trouble there for Salif Sonko, the goalkeeper for Kitty. Who plays it to Sonko. Hussein Fati try to find Sonko again. Aisha Gomez. I mean, the two number 10s, Yusufa Gomez and Manjang, they're having it at each other. They've been very technically good, and Gomez, Aisha, and Manjang, the goal scorer, are having it at each other.
Well, even in our local setting, the number 10. I mean, the value it carries. But even in international football. So yeah, they've been a good side, good individual for both teams. The number 10 for Kitty, and of course the number 10 for Nema. But I mean, this is a team sport. They've started well. I hope they continue like that. But it's going to be difficult for one individual to carry the whole team. But even since they've scored, you don't see that spirit of like giving up from Kitty. They've also the reaction from them for me.
Yusufa Cisse and Aisha Gomez are behind And in swinger comes in, but it goes into the hands of the goalkeeper. Yaya Kamara for Nema, who is not in a haste to play this one. Yaya goes long, trying to connect Ansumana Sane. And Fatih for Kitty. He's going lively into the left back. But the defender has done just what he has to do to defend this one. A long throw in, but defended there calmly by Nema United. And Usainu Fatih goes to the ground, but only an attacking throw for Yusufa Sise, who goes a long one in. Aisha controls it. It's a taming in swinger there and into the hands of the goalkeeper again. Is there anything that this Kitty side can do in this early moment? They've had a few moments, but it's not what you would expect from a team that is trailing.
Yes, I believe after trailing from that goal in the 7 minutes, they have responded well. They have taken the game, to Nema, and you can see they have created some half chances in that process, and it's like they are waking up in the game. And let's see, like you said, they are a side that have been training together, I believe. So hopefully, as the game progresses, they would stamp their authority on the game.
Isaac Gomez for Kitty. It goes to Yaya Jata, the number 2. It goes into straight to the goalkeeper here. There is another equalizer. Calamity goalkeeping, and that is a gift by the goalkeeper, who comes in but could not control the ball. And it's a gift. Lamin Songo, benefit from a goalkeeper's calamity.
Wow, what a howler. Oh, so sorry for the goalkeeper. He's apologizing to his teammates and the players. I don't know what was going on in his mind. That wasn't a shot. That was just a ball he could easily grab. But he made a big mistake, and then Kitty capitalized and have leveled the scores.
It's at the 15 minutes. They scored 7 minutes apart.
Wow! So we have a game in our hands. 2 goals in the first quarter of the first 45 minutes.
Yusufa, this is not the kind of goalkeeping you would have expected. Yaya Kamara, the custodian for Nema United.
There was an expensive mistake. Like Emmett said, it was not a shot. In fact, I don't know what he was thinking, But then some of these mistakes, they will say, are part of the game. But some of these mistakes are so expensive. And sometimes it's difficult to come out of these situations. Now he needs the support of all the teams, and of course his technicians, those on the bench, and of course the entire Nema, to be able to keep him on the bench, because that mistake, if you have to keep that in his mind, it could be really. Because for me, honestly, that was an expensive mistake.
It's 1-1 after 16 minutes of this encounter. And Nema United with an attacking free kick here. A long one comes into the hands of the goalkeeper, Salifu Sonko, and now Isaac Gomez will have the opportunity to move this one quickly for Isaac Gomez. Plays a 1-2 with Jere Ayasi. And now Kitty comes again, attacking from the left side. He goes in, and he's still. It is Sonko again. It's a shot, but a teaming one into the legs of the goalkeeper. And again, here they come again. A low drive. It's an offside call there by the second assistant referee. it's a relief. An opportunity. Yusuf, that could have been another one for Kitty.
You know, Evans was just talking about the reaction from the Kitty team, even after when they conceded that goal. You know, normally when you concede goal, people will say the reaction matters, and you know they don't conceded goal early in the first half, but never gave up. You know, they redeemed themselves, they equalized, and you can see even after they equalized, they had another chance to double their lead, but unfortunately they did not. So, I mean, I think that is credit to this Kitty side.
An in-swinger comes in by the architect of the first goal, but this time around could not find the head of Ansumana Sane, the striker for Nema United. Malanjata goes long into there's a little touch under the defender, and he goes to the ground. MS, this is just like a Nawetan game. We are entertained, goals have come.
Yes, indeed, Sidu. Definitely, I'm quite impressed with what I've seen so far in terms of the quality of football from both sides. They've both played with intensity, and you can see the control, you know, the quality of the players. And I believe these are non-divisional players. So this shows, you know, the talent we have in this country. So if you can sit here and watch a game of this magnitude from players who are not in the first or second division, definitely tells a lot.
It tells a lot, and if you are watching, this is the Intercabilo Football Ramadan Night Football Championship named after His Excellency the President Adama Barrow.
I can tell you that at the London Stadium, it has just finished West Ham 0 and Arsenal 1. So the President must be a happy man. You know, I believe he must have been informed of the final score. So I know he would be smiling. I saw our own minister also, Dr. Ismail Assise, donning his Arsenal jersey. So I believe, you know, it was tough. I know it was some nervy moment because it took Arsenal 83 minutes to score. Trossard scored the goal. So they have taken a significant step towards winning the Premier League.
It's a step closer. Each and every win Arsenal have in their title race. But here it is 1-1, and attacking from the right is Kitty, who's number 20. Amadou Jallo loses it out. And a throw into Nema United. For the Singate. And Yaya Jata is there. At the center circle, he goes low to the goal scorer ball. Misses it out there, and now Nema will have the opportunity again to attack from the right. But the defender, Malan Jata, did exceptionally well there defending, and now patiently building up from there. Nema United win that one, and they also have a fair share of ball possession here. Spreading wide into the left side of their attack, and now Fatih jumps it, plays it with Yusufa City, who goes long to the Rosin number 7, Modulamin Bisedi. Bisedi, that was a heavy touch, and a throw into Nema United. Bisedi commits a foul there by Omar Sane, the left back for Kitty. And Modusar, the defender for Nema United, will go long there. He goes for a long one. And Salif, close to a repeat of what happened in the equalizer, MS.
Yeah, another howler, this time at the other end. And it nearly, you know, gifted Nema the equalizing goal. But it resulted in a corner kick. I believe the two goalkeepers, you know, needs to be very, very careful.
They need to be very careful, and now the team captain is instructing another one as he moves towards, an in-swinger comes in. It's a defensive header there by Omar Sane, who plays it with Bisedi. Omar Sane still, the left back for Kitty. Regain possession is the team captain for Nema United, Sambu Jalo, the man with two surnames. Sambu plays it with the number 8, Amadou Jame, who loses out to Bisedi again, who turns in. A tricky one there by Bisedi. Finds the number 15, Jere Ayasi. And to Cisse, who goes switching possession or play there by Ayase, but loses it out to Sane Omar. A beautiful football there by Nema, who finds the number 8, Adama Jame, turns and plays it with the number 14. Been clutched there by the number 15, Jere Ayasi. For Kitty, that slows the pace of the game. We are going ball for ball, pass for pass, and a kick to kick.
Yeah, indeed. You should expect that at some point of the game. I believe one of the teams will try to slow the game a little bit, and we are seeing a shift, in dominance over the last few minutes. It's like the shift of balance, or the dominance have shifted to Nema, who are now trying to press a little up.
It's Yusuf Asise now. But a beautiful block there by the Nema, but it's a foul, says the central referee. Yusufa?
Well, I mean,
like this.
Yusufa is from the Dawo family, the London Dawo, the Del family. He's he's a nephew to London. So I mean, I think that's ring a bell. And he would, I mean, for me, I think he's I don't know, but at some point he was playing for Immigration in the second division. But when they relegated, I don't know where he is playing now. But I can tell you, he was one of the best prospects. I mean, when he started playing for Sanchaba and of course Timo in the Navedan in Brikama. But unfortunately, what happened to his career, I can't tell. But when he started rising in Brikama here, I mean, he was one of the best prospects this community was, having a whole lot of hope from. But again, I mean, his story is just like many other Gambian youngsters that started and then,
Yusuf Asise shot straight into the wall, and now danger in another end of the pitch. The two number 2s are battling it out, and now into the favor of Nema, but the defender did exceptionally well there to protect that one calmly, and a goal kick. A relief for Kitty. It's Sane finding Bisedi. Bisedi, Ayashe, and Sane again. What a beautiful football there by Kitty. Sane goes for a cross, and impediment into the defender there by the attacker. MS, it is all what we are seeing here, entertaining football from both sides.
Yeah, indeed, it's definitely a good game, especially from a neutral point of view. We have seen two teams willing to attack each other, and we have got goals in the game. So we are entertained, and we hope we'll continue to see this throughout the 90 minutes of this encounter.
It's from an opportunity to another, and now an opportunity there for Nema United. Defended there solidly by Kitty, but still danger not averted. Attacking from the right side again. Will he find a cross? He goes in for a low drive. Wow. He finds no one, and off target there by the attacking player of Nema United, who are trying to show Kitty that this is our ground. But now it's Jere Ayasi finding Sane. A low one, and to the team captain Sambu Jalo. Loses it out to the number 7, Modulamin Bisidi. and Yaya Jata. The Sane brothers, Omar Sane, with the throw-in. He finds Yusufa Sisi. Yusufa and into Sane. Lamin is through on goal, but it's an offside call by the assistant referee. And it's one of the importance of this tournament. It increases the number of games for both the referees and the players outside of their regular calendars, being it regional leagues or Nawetan or divisional football.
You're absolutely spot on, Sidu. Yeah, it helps the referees, especially the regional referees who are going to the game, you know, to have that playing time and to have that competition, which will help them in their development. And also, it's a platform to give these young players, you know, the opportunity to showcase their talents. Like we said, they are not second division or fourth division players. So such competitions give them that opportunity, you know, to showcase their talents. And I believe we have divisional coaches around. We even have scouts around who will be able to, you know, look at one or two or even more players and try to see how best they can scout them into their respective teams.
All right. If you are watching, we are deep into the first half of this encounter, where the two teams are one goal apiece, and now a throw-in, a foul. Or we await the decision of the central referee, where he has a foul against Kiti Yusufa. We've seen Isaac, who has been one of the liveliest players of this encounter, trying to change boots, but I think he has to wait until the interval.
Yeah, he has to, and it seems like, you know, the one that they brought in for him is not the one that he's requesting for. I don't know what is the reason, but normally, you know, we are playing on an artificial turf. Normally it gets hot, so probably he's looking for another boot that is going to be more comfortable on his feet. But then, you know, since this is an Indian game, you know, both teams, like I said, are giving us what we want, an Indian game. We've also seen some howlers from the goalkeepers. I think the Kitty goalkeeper escaped, but it could have been another howler from him. But yeah, Indian game, you know, you can see both coaches are also on their feet, on their feet. So that shows how intense this game is.
Well, we've played almost half an hour of this encounter. The game is on halt after the Kitty's defender suffers what appears to be a head injury here. But the fans understand you are watching definitely the Nema United fans. But the game is on halt as the defender receives treatment from the paramedics or the Red Cross volunteers, that is Malanjata for Kitty.
Yeah, some stoppage time as a result of an injury to one of the Nema players who is wobbling off the field, attended to by his team medics. But probably Yusuf can take us through memory lane when this tournament started, and he has been following throughout, and maybe he can tell us, you know, how, you know, the tournament has been embraced by the people of Brikama. Especially we have been seeing pictures. I was here for the opening, but since then I have not come. But I've been seeing pictures of the night football, which was so exciting.
Yeah, so I remember, I mean, you know, 3 years ago when this competition started, a lot of people doubted it, including myself, because you remember during Ramadan, you know, immediately after Iftar, a lot of people will want to rest at home. But then, you know, then Ibrahim Kenny Sonko was the public relations officer of the Brikama Sports Committee. I told him, boy, you think this is going to work? You know, he himself was not also convinced. He said to me, you know what, I told my colleagues, you know, at the committee, but they said, you know, let's give it a try. But I remember the first game that, you know, 2 years ago, when I get to the Box Barmin Stadium, MS, the gate was so much crowded. In fact, that was the first game. The Box Barmin Stadium was full to capacity. And I can remember the memories in the first encounter. Every single game was just memorable. And from that again, I remember after the final, Lamin Dembajan was the president. I asked him, I mean, you know, now that the first edition is concluded, what is next? He said, I am going praying for Ramadan to come again, because as long as I am the president of the Brikama Sports Committee, night football is going to go on. And then we came back into the second edition. It was successful. And of course, here we are. I think it's only getting better and better. The third edition, we are in the finals. And we have the president of the republic, you know, witnessing that third edition final. What else can you ask for?
Isaac, he dinks and dumps with the ball, but loses it out as Sarah defended very well there for Nema United. And Yusuf Asise plays 1-2 with the number 8, a back heel there, but misses it out. And Isaac is playing tricks on the number 14, Ali Jata for commits an infringement and a defensive free kick to Nema United, of which Sar, the number 4 and the centre back for Nema United, will take, and he takes it long. Jere Jalo wins that header there. And goes for no one. Team captain now, Manjang Abdullah, the goal scorer for Nema. Yaya Jata raises it and guided the ball out of the pitch, and a goal kick with Salif Sonko. A quick start there. Malan Jata plays with Ansumana Jalo. Ansumana Jalo sends a long one into Yusufa. Yusufa jumps it and finds Ishak. The touch was heavy there and defended very well, and loses it out. And Usainu Fati plays it 1-2 with Isaac Gomez. A beautiful turn there by Isaac, who jumps and cross, but far defended, and Isaac wins a corner. Yusuf Asise and Isaac, one with the in-swinger, one with the out-swinger, and an in-swinger come in. Another opportunity, he jumps up. And it is guided out of play, and a goal kick to Nema United. It's a goal scorer, the number 10, Abdullah Manjang. He goes wide and finds Modalamin Jame, the floating right back, who comes back and still in position, but danger there by the number 17, who takes the risks, Hannah Sane, but escapes there into the team captains. He turns and switches play to the left side of the attack. Was in still patiently building on Abdullah Manjang. Manjang dictating the play. And now opportunity with a shot, but it deflected off the defender and into the hands of Salif Sonko. Salif goes low with a throw in to Isaac Gomez. Ayasi. Yusuf Asisi finds the goal scorer Sonko. Sonko, this could be dangerous here for Nema. And wow, brilliant defending by Sa. Modu Sa used to be a very steady defender, Yusufa. He has been winning on the one-on-one duels whenever he is defending.
Yeah, I mean, he's a tall lanky defender, you know, also kind of physical. So he's been whether he's been using his...
Yusufa comes with a corner. Another opportunity for Nema also too. Sambu Jalo finds Abdullah Manjang. Abdullah Manjang loses it out, but wins a free kick in the process. Modusawa, who is so far winning all the tackles, defending very well for Nema United. The referee will have a few words with the two players, one for Kitty and the other for Nema United. The gestures are suggesting that this is the last warning for the two of them. Ansar will go a long one. Defended, danger there still. But Sane defended very well there and finds the number 8. He now finds Yusufa Cisse. Yusufa loses it out, but wins a free kick. You know, MS, every player will want to showcase the talent, his or her talent in front of the biggest man or the number 1 of the country. That is exactly that these players are doing. They are expressing themselves here.
Yeah, indeed. Of course, why not? And in addition to the president, you have almost, you know, all the movers and shakers of Gambian football present here. This includes the president of the Gambia Football Federation, Lamin Kababajo. We also have aspiring, you know, candidates who want to contest in the upcoming GFF presidential elections present here. We have coaches, we have ministers. So, you know, this is a rare opportunity for players in the Gambia, and it's a unique opportunity for them to showcase their talent, like you rightly said.
It's Jere who wins there, and now Hussein Fati plays 1-2 with Isaac Yusufa, and now the goal scorer cases it out. It's another opportunity, but defended there so well. One could not win it, Yusufa, the other one was there in time. The number 17, Hena Sane. It's these moments that you need your team in defending. When one cannot win it, the other one does it very well.
Yeah, I think the number defenders, the defenders, they've been very, very solid in the back. And now that we have one of them on the ground, I think that should be a concern for the Nema United faithfuls and of course and the technicians. You know, the number 17 who has been giving tough time to Isaac on the right side is now on the ground seeking medical assistance. Well, I only hope it won't be serious because if it does, I think that would be a big concern for the Nema faithfuls, because he's been rock solid at the back since the beginning of the first half. You know, now that we've gone all the way to the tail end of the first half, to have him on the ground seeking medical assistance, I think that should be a concern. But now that he's up, we hope he's fine.
It's 40 minutes played, and if we are playing 45, it is 5 minutes of the normal time here to half time. And it's a corner with Modulamin Bisidi and Yusufa Cisse plays 1-2 with Bisidi. Yusufa comes in low, an opportunity, scores it over the bar. The goal scorer Lamin. MS, it was easier to score than to miss.
Yeah, that was a well-worked corner kick. I believe if that was done in the training ground, you know, that could have been executed easily. The way they, you know, interchange the passes and putting the ball right across, you know, the face of goal, you know, that should have been just a simple, you know, simple touch into the back of the net, and to give Nema the lead. But unfortunately, you know, that was a woeful miss.
Yusufa is a wonderful one, but at the end of the day, he whacks the ball off the crossbar. That could have been.
It was easier to score from that place than the miss. But unfortunately, he missed. You know, it was just a tapping into the goal. But of course, I mean, unfortunately, you know, he missed. That could be costly for them. You know, at the end of this encounter,
every moment counts, and now is another moment for Nema 2, but an infringement on the defender Sane there. Oh, sorry, Yusufa Jata. Number 2. And he will start play again as we are rolling into the final minutes of the first half. A handball, yes, says the central referee, as Lami Sonko protested for it and wins it. Yusuf Asise, who is taking this other one here at the final third of the attack for Kiti. Yusufa Sise with the free kick. He goes low and finds BCD. He jumps and Sane. Omar. A free kick that Omar wins with his tricks just by the corner flag. This is why in modern day football, left backs or wingers and either the left or the right backs play similar roles, and as you can see, Sane, who is a left back, going forward and winning this kind of opportunities for a team, it adds a lot into the team going forward.
Yeah, it does exactly. It adds a lot to the team, to the individual player himself. Because look, those are qualities that we are seeing increasingly. The number is increasing in modern day football. But then, look, the demand for in modern day football is huge. You can't just say I am this and that is what I am going to stock to. I mean, most of the coaches are looking for players that they can rely on, players that can do versatile roles. So if you have all those qualities, I mean, I think the opportunities are, will be there for you. So, I mean, modern day football demands a lot.
One Yusufa is talking and one Yusufa is behind the ball, holding his waist, trying to deliver this other one, as it is an opportunity for Kitty to ascend into the lead. And Insingo comes in, another parade ball. Wow! So close there, but the goalkeeper did very well to protect the ball from getting into the net. And Nema in the process wins a free kick into this. It appears to be a handball, Yusuf, but the referee was not interested.
Unfortunately, we don't have video assistant referee here, so it's going to be difficult for us to say. It appears to be it, yes, but the referee was closer to the action than us, and I believe he had a very good view to it. So, yeah, we will abide by it. If you had video assistant referee, maybe we could have made some, good decisions. But unfortunately, we don't have that here. So, yeah, we will stick to the referee's decision of no penalty.
Well, we are approaching halftime here, and these two teams have all scored before the hour mark, or just quarter of an hour. Ansar sends in a long one, jumps and flicks, but the goalkeeper is there to handle it calmly. Salif Sonko, he's been very watchful. And it's a foul. It seems the tempo of the game has been going down, and that is to the end of this first half. These two teams are going into their lockers with a goal each. MS, it's 1-1 at halftime.
Yeah, 1-1, a very good first 45 minutes. It's end to end. We've seen both sides, play with determination, and Kitty, Nema, scored a good goal, and Kitty equalized thanks to a howler from the Nema goalkeeper. I think we have a good 45 minutes, and let's see what the two teams have in store for the second 45 minutes.
We have a good 45 minutes, and let's see what these two teams can produce in the second half. Yusufa, it's halftime.
Yeah, halftime, good game from both sides, entertaining. We've seen, an intense game, an end-to-end pressing. 2 goals from both sides. Even though one can argue whether it was a gift, but it was an expensive mistake from the Nema goalkeeper. But at the end of the day, I think it was a good half. We will now have the opportunity. The teams will now have the opportunity to go back, listen to the coaches, and make some team talks, and hopefully we will see a better second half rather than the first half.
Hopefully the second half will be better than the first half. It's 1-1 in the first half of the Intercabilo Ramadan Football Championship, sponsored and named after the President, His Excellency, who is in attendance. We will be back for the second half. Yes, we will head straight into the VIP cross section. If there are some speeches, this broadcast continues. boy. It is here. Come over. All right, welcome back to the second half. And I will leave you in the safe hands of Farmer Abaji, who will be the lead commentator here. Farmer, welcome back. We missed you in the first half.
Thank you very much, Sidu. It's a pleasure to join you guys all the time. I mean, I was following all along my way from the office coming down here, and I must agree that it has been a fantastic coverage of the first 45 between the two teams here in the President Barrow sponsored final or Intercabilo final, called by many as a Ramadan night football final. But since we are not more in Ramadan, we might still maintain the name, but still we want to call it a football final sponsored by the President, His Excellency Adama Barrow. This is a remarkable moment here at the Box Bar Mini Stadium. For the very first time in history, a president attend a football final. The turnout here is just a clear justification of how much the people of this area appreciate this gesture or sponsorship from the country's number one. It has been a thrilling one, an intriguing one in the first 45, and the crowd will be hoping that the second half will be witness in the first half. So Kitty playing in white, taking on Nema, playing in sky blue shirts. It has been somewhat an amazing start to the game by the two teams. Substitutions, two sides introducing some fresh legs, especially Nema introducing some fresh legs to the game. They've been a far more convincing side since I arrived here, with Kitty playing some cautious football, trying to avoid creating gaps at the back for Nema to exploit. And we hope that will change in the second half. We will see a more interesting second half, Sidu.
Definitely, we expect both teams to up their game in order to have a winner in this encounter in regulation time. This is not our Nawetan communities where, or football championship where the winner in the first final are always being replayed without being determined in the first in the 90 minutes. But here we are, and early introduction by both sides, and I hope those introductions will definitely bring in something.
Well, we hope that will happen. Game underway here at the Box Bar Mini Stadium. As you stated, City, there's not going to be, there's a little howler there by the goalkeeper. Can Kitty get a second goal from this? They have all the opportunity on art, but squandered it. That was some clever defending by Nema. Should have been 2-1 to Kitty, but can Nema punish Kitty from this one? They continue their movement, and Kitty defended very well there. I mean, Sidu, that was a howler, a miscommunication between the defense line and the goalkeeper of Nema, but we'll come back to that. Play continues here at the Box Bar Mini Stadium. Nema going for a second goal, trying to punish Kitty. So close yet so far. What a low drive there by the Nema's left winger. End-to-end stuff here, Sidu.
This is what we've been witnessing since the beginning of this game, and definitely that could have been, mistake punished, but they were not clinical enough, just as the defense was sluggish at the other end. But I would have expected them to definitely bury that game or that opportunity. Unfortunately, one thing that I like about this game, Famara, is one missed opportunity is another opportunity for the other team to counter and create an opportunity of their own. This is how this game has been since the beginning of this in the first half.
I know you guys must have talked about the impact of this particular competition I mean, this is just the second pilot of it, I can say, from Serekunda West to Brikama, and we hope next season we're going to see a lot more of this happening across different communities. We'll be hoping that the president could dip into his pocket to sponsor their football tournaments to create an atmosphere like this. I mean, they've always described football as a unifier, and that is being justified here, manifested here clearly. Of all the crowd we have here at the Boxbar Mini Stadium, we have the National People's Party supporters. Supporters of other political parties are all mixed here for this first half and second half. That shows the power of football. There is nothing being talked about politics here. All what the crowd will be saying here is football. And that is the vision of the President, His Excellency Adama Barrow, to make sure at least the country is united by any means necessary in every way possible. And sports is one of the easiest way to use and do that one. He has been a busy man all through, from yesterday to this morning to this afternoon here at the Boxbar Mini Stadium. But the impact of this football tournament cannot be overemphasized, Sidhu.
Yeah, it's the only moment when we cannot even distinguish who is who. The only thing that we think about is sports, is football. And looking at the number of people that are here, to have a crowd like this in a competition outside Nawatan, it will be very difficult. All the stands within the mini stadium are full to capacity. From the basketball lawn to the volleyball lawn, all these areas have been filled by people who have come here to support this game. So this is just a tip of what this game can bring in. And Famara, we will continue calling and advocating. Give us the infrastructure. Build us the infrastructure. The people of this country love sports. The people of this country want to use sports as the thing that will change the dynamics. But without correct infrastructure, Famara, that will be very difficult. And the call to the president, to the ministers, to each and every individual who has a stake in this country, build the infrastructure for these young boys and girls. In all sporting activities, we will surely see a difference in this country.
The president has clearly stated that without infrastructure there could not be any meaningful development, and that is justified by his massive campaign for infrastructural development. And we have seen them trying to get involved in areas that are supposed to be taken care of by the local councils, building mini stadiums, sponsoring, football grounds across the country. And we hope that continues to make sure we have more of these around the country, to make sure the youths have access to at least playable football fields. And with the vision of the president, we'll continue to see things like this happening. Not only the road network infrastructure, but also at least sports infrastructure, like that one of Damboyo Field, the Serakunda Central, and people in other areas like Gunjur, Fonyi, the Upper River Region, Lower River Region, Central River Region, North Bank Region, and other parts of the West Coast, the KM and Banjul. They are doing it in Banjul, so the people of Banjul will not have any cause to complain or to make any plea or request to the president, so other zones will have that to do. But play continues here at the Boxbar Mini Stadium. Nema knocking it slow, seeking for gaps to exploit. They're continuing their movement down the left channel, cut inside, trying to connect a pass. Shot is in, wide of target, not too far away, but not too close enough to trouble the goalkeeper for Kiti Salifu Sonko. Unfortunately, he's a Sonko. Should have been a Baji. Otherwise, he will continue to concede goals here. But we've been talking about the impact of this tournament. Look at the crowd here. The last time I saw a crowd like this, I'm not sure if that was even up to this magnitude. That was in the West Coast Zonal Finals, but that wasn't to this extent. You can say clearly that was a massive turnout, but this one is even more massive than what we've witnessed in the West Coast. So this shows the power of football as a unifier, and the vision of the president, His Excellency Adama Barrow, to make sure at least he always advocates for unity and coming up with initiatives like this. You were there and MS, at the Q City Arena to witness that. MS is showing glimpses of his skills here from the background. He controlled a ball that was going to hit us, but then, I heard he has been a bit of a good footballer during his days. So you see government coming up with initiatives, not only leaving it to, the local sports organizers or, even the private sector, but they organize a private sector, a private public partnership to make sure there is a football game between Ajib Bank alongside Q Group and also the public sector, which is the government entities. That was a success. The one in Serakunda West was a success. The one here in Brikama is already a success. Well, we hope this could continue. It will continue to unite people. You see all the people here at the moment, their focus is football, 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 football. Nobody is thinking about anything aside from football. That is the power of the game, and it aligns greatly with the vision of the president. But let's take this free kick here, Yusuf, before we come back to that. The veteran player for Kitty takes that one. A header not too good, enough to trouble the Nema goalkeeper Yahya Kamara. But the impact of this game, we'll continue to talk about it. The impact of this tournament, this sponsorship by the president, we'll continue to talk about it until the end of the game. We'll not be able to finish it or exhaust it.
Well, it's important for Amara, and football, we've said it not once, not twice, that is the unifying, the only unifying sports that can bring a whole lot of people. You're talking about, the only language here. We have elders here. I was just from the background. We've seen kids, we've seen boys, girls, elders from both the communities, from Kitty and of course from Nema, all get here just one purpose, to come and enjoy football and end the day with this part. So that is what football can do for not only football, but that is what sports can do for a country. And like we said, what we've seen from Serakunda West to here, it's just the same. And at the QCD Arena on Friday, it was just the same, and it was fun to see all the ministers, about all the main cabinet ministers that have now were all at the ground, and 80% played, aside from 2 that did not play. And we have the CEO of the Q Group, Mohamed Jah, and members of the Ajib Bank also come. So yes, we can have our differences, but Dr. said one thing that was so important after the game. We have 22 players in the pitch. They are all after one thing, and that is the ball. And he said, what football signifies is, as a country, we are all,
for one thing.
Yeah. And that is development of this country. Yeah. We can have our differences aside, but at the end of the day, you and I differ as to how we're going to develop this country. But at the end of the day, what we all want is to develop this country. So, yeah, hopefully, it started this year. For me, it's huge, it's successful. The only thing that we can ask for the president, we want this to continue at least every year. Now that Serakunda is also have floodlights, hopefully they can also do night football next year. And who says we cannot have what we have here at Serakunda West at the Serakunda East next year?
It's very possible, and we hope that will happen. The game is temporarily stopped here at the Boxbar Mini Stadium. That's the president, the sponsor of this tournament, His Excellency Adama Barrow, seated and flanked there by his cabinet ministers, including the Youth and Sports Minister Bakari Y. Baji, the Minister for Information Dr. Ismail Assisa, Minister for Agriculture, the Governor of the West Coast Region, among a host of other ministers, are all in attendance here at the Boxbar Mini Stadium, witnessing this magnificent final as we approach our mark here at the Boxbar Mini Stadium. The Minister for Interior, Agriculture, Minister for Higher Education, Professor Pierre Gomez, they are all in attendance here. This is the beauty of the game. No one needs to tell you that these people are enjoying the atmosphere here. The cultural groups, Youth and Sports Minister, the man behind this initiative, Bakari Y. Baji, he's also doing very well to make sure he encourages the government at least to get involved in areas where the local council are supposed to chip in, but they are not doing. I think that is quite commendable. We've seen through his initiatives, government is doing everything possible to make sure they continue, at least even if it's going to be the pitch or trying to build the premises of a football field, trying to build chain link fence, put decent goal posts there, or build stands, the pavilions. They continue to do that, because when you do one thing, you come back again, you're not going back to that again. It's going to be a continuation. So I think we also need to commend the Minister Bakari Y. Baji for also at least trying to push the executive in getting involved in some of these things.
Yeah, definitely, and I believe the Minister has been listening to the cries of ordinary Gambians who love this game. You know, for himself, he is a sports enthusiast, and having people to cry about infrastructure and him taking the proactive measure to make sure that, you know,
that was a call for a penalty, but the central referee disagreed with that one. He argued that it's a simulation. I mean, I'm not sure if you're going to have a replay, but then that was a bit tight, so close, but the referee was in a better position to actually clearly see that one. I mean, MS is keenly looking at that one. You must have seen the action. I'm not sure if you will have the replay here, but then it was so tight, Sidu. That was so close, but the referee was in a very close position, at least to judge the action.
Well, Abdullah Manjang seems so, for me, I think he initiated the contact. He should have gone for a shot rather than allowing the goalkeeper, the defender, to have at least one to clear the ball in order for him to touch his legs. He could have gone for a shot. At least a shot would have definitely given them the opportunity, or him the opportunity, to either hit the ball on target or whatever what that might have happened. But he initiated the contact, and definitely we could have seen a different outcome had he had gone for a shot. But coming back to the infrastructure development that the minister has taken a proactive measure, this is what each and every Gambian wants, and him leading the way out in order for us to see infrastructure development like the one that we are seeing at Mboyo Field with something great. We give our athletes, both football and indoor games, more opportunity to play the game.
Play continues here at the Boxbar Mini Stadium. And our mark into the game, still 1-1 between the two teams. They will be hoping that at least they can continue their movements to get the second goal here. The president is seated here, and that means this game is not going to be replayed. Brikama Sports Committee have it in their regulations that whenever their finals end in stalemate, they always go in for a replay, but this one is not a Brikama Sports Committee competition. This one is a community competition, and the president is seated here. He wouldn't want to come back here for this game. So we're going to see the game head into penalties at the end of the regulation time, provided that there's no winner in this game. But as it stands for now, Kitty 1, Nema 1 is the score here at the Boxbar Mini Stadium in President Barrow sponsored Brikama Inter-Kabilo football final, which started during Ramadan. And another interesting thing about this competition, Yusufa, so the sports committee must generate a lot of funds from the gates, especially today. I don't know how much are they charging. Oh, it's free. Well, no wonder. You have the crowd here. Well, you can see at least another impact of this competition. Provided the president is not coming here or he doesn't sponsor this tournament, they're going to charge maybe $150 from the gates for people to at least pay for something. But at least they must have known the reasons of allowing this game to be free to the crowd. Maybe that might be an appeal from you want to come in?
Yeah, so I think normally, they would have charged, tickets. But again, during the tournament itself, they charge tickets from the match day one all to the semi-finals. And now that we have the president, chipping in, covering expenses like, the prize money and some other prizes, it means all the money that the community, generated during the tournament, they're not going to touch a dime from that. So at least, I think it's also important to patronize the fans that have been coming, not only during this edition of the competition, but over the years, coming to the Boxbar Mini Stadium to paying $30, $50 to watch football, to say, what, at least now that we have sponsors, the president is bankrolling everything, you can also come and be part of the historic event at the Boxbar Mini Stadium. So I think, I would say kudos to the committee, to also say, what, come and enjoy with the president, Famara.
Well, it's a great moment for some of the people here. A rare opportunity, low one drive. Not in trouble in there for the Nema's goalkeeper Yahya Kamara, who easily collected that one. I think this is a great moment for a lot of people to come here and at least be in the same atmosphere with the president. This is a rare opportunity. I heard them talking about the opportunity the president is giving, especially to the grassroots, to connect with the grassroots, directly interface people I mean, even them having to come into the same premises with the president alone is something, and, let alone having to shake hands with him, having the opportunity to at least exchange a few words with him. This is a rare opportunity. It shows how much the government is committed to expanding the democracy, not only in the political landscape, but in other areas as well. So we hope we continue to see that one. Kitty knocking slowly now into the opposition half. They are prevented from making or exploiting on the gaps there. The tempo of the game is a bit slow here. Kitty going forward now. Number 10, who seems to be a troubling player, Isaac Gomez. Rolls it to the left one. Star comes in. They missed that one and a goal into the back of the net. Kitty have taken the lead here. It's 2-1 to Kitty. A brilliant cross. They punish Nema from failing to defend their line very well. And Kitty are in front here. 2-1. They are leading Sidu.
Well, definitely we saw it coming from either end. This is a game that the two teams are taking it at a go to each other, and Kitty, a first opportunity was missed, the second opportunity was missed, but the third one he managed to glance in the header and gave them the lead. Definitely it is a deserved goal there by Kitty. They've been exploring both wings from the left side to the right side of the attack, just like how Nema United, and definitely it's been amazing how they've led here. After 2 attempts, 3 attempts, the third one had entered. And why not? The people of Kitty will be definitely happy with the scoreline.
Amadou Jallo is the scorer of that second goal for Kitty. A close header from close range. And Kitty are 2-1 up. Their supporters are happy that they are on the ascendancy. That was a sloppy defending by Nema, and they are punished for that. Kitty going forward again. Is it going to be a third one? They will want to put the game to bed. As it stands, they continue their movements now. They didn't have the numbers to exploit, but they are taking their time slowly. Good defending. A foul has been awarded. Nema players not happy with that decision by the central referee. But it's a free kick. An opportunity for Kitty to make it 3-1 here. So close. Kitty, since scoring that goal, I think they want to put this game to bed. But that was a sloppy defending by Nema, and they are punished for that one. Kitty are 2-1 up. Amadou Jallo with the goal.
Well, in the first half, Kitty went, they considered early in the first half, just 7 minutes. But even after that, the reaction that they gave during the first half was impressive. We were talking about it here. And 7 minutes later, they equalized. They continued pressing on, and in the second half, here they are. But overall, yesterday I was having a conversation with Jalana. He was telling me, Nema is big. They call themselves the city, the city boys of Brikama. But he said to me, you know what? Of all the teams that I've watched in this year's Intercar below, Kitty has been the most enterprising team that I've watched. And if Nema are not careful, Kitty is going to punish them. And exactly that's what I'm saying here. This Kitty size had been, enterprising from the first half to right where we are right now. And 2-0 up. Now the ball is in Kitty, it never scores.
2-0.
2-1.
The people of Nema will come after you. But they have a free kick from a decent position. This is more like a penalty for any dead ball specialist. And it is looking like Yusuf Assise, their veteran. Number 4 is going to take this one. The goalkeeper is trying to build a 5-man wall there to make sure they block the ball. Being added now 6. Kitty have around 5 players standing over the ball, all waiting for the signal from the central referee. But of all the players standing, it is looking highly likely that Yusuf Assise, the number 4, will be the player to take this one for Kitty. The crowd are watching anxiously, waiting to see how things are going to unfold here. Yusufa comes, blocked by the wall. This is the second time he's taking a woeful free kick. From that distance, you must have expected a player to be clever enough to roll the ball on the ground. A low drive would have been a better one.
At that moment of the free kick, is just, it needs technique. How you will craft the ball over the wall or just a floating ball beneath the wall to hit the target. But I see no reason why Yusufa for the second time could not hit the target.
Maybe probably they need to switch to another one for another try to probably see if they will be able. that was a highly confident defending. Sergio Ramos style of defending, but 2-1 here to Kitty in President Barrow sponsored Intercabilo football tournament. Intercabilo football tournament which started since in the Ramadan is 2-1 to Kitty. Going forward now. Is it going to be a third one? They cut inside. How was it that he wasn't able to score this one? For those of us who watched the 2006 World Cup, you could remember this was the kind of goal Zinedine Zidane scored for France in their third goal against Spain. He cut inside and just buried the ball into the back of the net. The player was trying to attempt the same thing, but he wasn't able to do. But Kitty must understand that, I mean, the margin is not very wide. They are just leading 2-1. If they continue to miss their chances, you know, they might get punished by their oppositions.
Yeah, of course, football is moments, and they're having their moments right now. So, you know, if such moments, you know, fell to Neymar's hands, you never know. They can bury it. So, now that they are leading and they are having the opportunities, I think they should just make best use of the opportunities. If they can add a goal, 2 goals, and then bury the game, that will be good for them. But as it stands right now, you never know. Any moment that can come to, you know, Neymar's side, if they bury it, well.
It's time for substitution again. And Kitty's number 7 is making way for the number 6. And the number 10 is also making way for the number 12. It's a dual substitution. And Isaac Gomez, who has been so lively here, is making way. Yusufa. And the number 7, Devin, the 2 liveliest players, the 2 wingers are making way. Fresh legs are coming in, Yusufa, for Kitty.
Yeah, that is the beauty of football, and that is why we have a team. Isaac has been phenomenal since, you know, from the first half. He has given his all, and now it's time to, you know, make way for another player to come in to also do his best, and also make sure that Kitty sees the remaining minutes of this game through. So, yeah, Isaac was good, but it's time for someone to come in and also take him from him to, you know, inspire Kitty to maintain the lead, or also maybe, if possible, double their lead.
A little over 18 minutes plus additional time to go here at the Brikama Nema Stadium. It's still Kitty 2, Nema 1 in President Barrow sponsored Intercabilo football final here at the Brikama Nema Stadium. When I came, I saw Nema playing very well. I mean, but I don't know. Towards the most part of the first half, they've been knocking the ball around well, connecting passes together. But in the end, they found themselves behind. Kitty going forward again. This isn't the player who easily scores goals. I think I saw him miss a couple of chances here, number 19. Lamin Sonko. I mean, even in the first half, I mean, he was struggling. And Nema will try to inject a bit of urgency into their game here if they want to be back on level terms here at the Brikama Nema Stadium. But if not, Kitty will carry this accolade, becoming the first team in the West Coast region to win a President Barrow sponsored Intercabilo tournament. Another substitution. Nema trying to introduce another player to the game, as their number 14 will be making way out here. Aliou Jata has been withdrawn and replaced by new entrants Babukar Fofana or Abdullah Sane. Trying to confirm their numbers. This is Kitty. Good interception there by Nema. They continue their movement now, still in possession. They got support from the number 5. 10 now, Abdullah Manjang. Disappointing one from Abdullah Manjang. Ball goes out for a goal kick. So Kitty, who will not be in any haste here as they are leading by 2-1. The central referee is giving a bit of signal. Now that the replay is coming, you see, this was the goal we are talking about, Sidu. You look at it, the player knew very well what he was doing, Amadou Jallo. That was a brilliant one. And they are 2-1 up here. We must also commend the state broadcaster. We've seen them taking the lead role in national events, be it football, be it other activities. Referee will allow the play to continue here. That was a high boot, but he allows the advantage. And Kitty are not given any body language of surrendering here. And Nema will need to do everything possible if they want to make so they prevent Kitty from carrying the trophy across to Kitty is part of Combo East. No, Central. Central, yes, Central 2. They are all part of Vicente's area, and so he must be around here.
I've not seen him, but I also believe he's here.
No, if you don't see him, that means he is not here. If Vicente is around, his presence is always felt. He must have been caught up with some pressing engagements. But otherwise, when it comes to national issues, Vicente is always make sure he's the people in front. Kitty going forward. It's like they are not satisfied with a 2-1 lead here. They'll want to make sure they put the game beyond their opponents here in Nema. A 3-1 lead will definitely help, but a 2-1 is not a very convincing lead. Any moment the oppositions could score. The atmosphere is just lively. Wonderful ambience coming from all ends. From the left, right of the field. And one thing I like, I can see the Gambia flag being tied up there. Not a flag of Nema, not a flag of, Kitty, but a Gambian flag showing unity, showing how much, this competition meant for the people of Brikama and the surrounding communities. It's not only Brikama taking part in this competition. Kitty is from Kitty, not Brikama. So
we have Buffalo, we have teams all the way from Serakundanding. So it's just called in the Kabilo. Manwar also take part. So it's called in the Kabilo, but again, the surrounding villages will also
an opportunity for Nema to level matters here, but they squandered that one. Danger not yet averted, and Kitty will want to clear their line. Nema are back in possession. A strike kicks in block, not too good, but easy one for the goalkeeper there. Sliding movements there in the box of Kitty, but they knew very well what they were doing. They quickly rolled the ball away. You look at this number 4, Yusufa is the player that your namesake. He's a very composed player, quite an intelligent player.
I was telling Sidu about his prospects when he started playing Nevetan here. He's from the Landing family, and of course, you know Landing Dabo, Del, of course, Landing Dabo. The family. I think he's a nephew to Landing and Babu. When he started playing here, it's just unfortunate, but he was one of the best prospects during those moments. He went on to play for Immigration in the second division, and when they relegate. But I don't know where he's playing right now. But when he started, he was just good. The prospects were so good, but unfortunately, just like many other players.
He's a highly composed player. I can see that style of Landing Dabo in him, in the way he controls, he moves, he makes his passes, his space to make sure he helps his teammates whenever they are in possession. He's just a wonderful player, an amazing player. You know, in some football sometimes they will say you need that luck
Yes.
at least to be on top there. It's not only talent that can get you up, not only hard work that can get you up, but you need a bit of luck to make sure at least you break into the international football arena. A
Yeah,
dual
it does.
substitution for Nema. They are throwing a lot of players into the game for a rescue mission, but that is yet to be accomplished here. Used for number 6 is making way out. Saliu Jallo rather, has been replaced by the number 12, Alassana Koli. And number 15 also is withdrawn in this game for the Singate.
I thought he was the one coming. It's number 16.
It's 16, not 15. and he's far from the area where his teammates will be able, or his officials will be able to communicate to him. But the club running in favor of Kitty, who are leading here by 2-1, and against Nema, who are trailing here by 2-1. 11 minutes plus additional time, almost 10 minutes now plus additional time for Nema to find a way back into the game, or else Kitty will go home with this trophy. See, with the way Nema is playing, I think there's still a possibility of them finding their way back into this game.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's not all over until it's over. Anything is possible from this game. Kitty at the other end, they seem comfortable up front despite having the opportunity to win this game by or lead this game by a bigger margin. But they are still not taking their chances, and I am very sure I can tell you this: if Nema come close, they will definitely take their moment.
This is another great moment for these footballers to have a president seated in the midst here to watch their game. They will remember this for the rest of their lives. I mean, becoming the first footballers in Brikama to have the president of the country seated in the midst of the crowd. I mean, to watch the game from start to the end. I mean, this tells a lot, you know, about the social life of these players, not only their football careers, but also the organizing committee, that is the Brikama Sports Committee. You know, this is a rare opportunity in the country. You only have 2 zones in Serekunda West and Brikama having this opportunity of the president sponsoring a tournament, not only stopping at sponsoring a tournament, but also to go and watch the finals, to at least attend the finals. A yellow card being shown here to the number 3 for Kitty. Omar Sane has been cautioned for time wasting. That was needless. And a bit of fatigue creeping in here. Players going down, some in despair and some in fatigue. We hope the one switching can show us a bit of that. The Nema players, you can see they're complaining that they need to be on their foot as they are trailed here by 1-0. That is the second goal for Kitty. The player knew what he was doing. As the opponent, his teammate was attempting an acrobatic, but he doesn't allow that to happen. He just headed the ball quickly. You know, another development that we're trying to talk about, Yusufa, you know, is the floodlights. You can remember when they signed this deal, sponsorship deal, when it was accepted, let me not say signed. I mean, another package, components included in the sponsorship of this particular competition is the adjustment of floodlights, standard floodlights for that matter. I mean, to make sure the people of Brikama are able to play night football. You can remember, you are a native of Brikama, I can say. You know, they were having floodlights, but they were not enough for them to do night footballs. But the government, through the Ministry of Youth and Sports, decided to adjust. You can see them, I mean, do some very good ones.
Yeah,
you know.
So I can remember, the lights were not enough, and you know, the ones that were here had some issues too. So I remember when we were at the, when they wrote to the Ministry of Youth and Sports, to the National Sports Council, to tell them that we want lights for our natives, when the ministry responded that, okay, you know what, you can come, we will do. I remember that particular day when they went to the ministry to collect the lights. It was that particular. It was the same day that the ministry had that contract signing with Basse Area Council.
Yeah, exactly.
I was there and I can see the excitement in their eyes. Because at that moment they didn't thought that this year in the tournament in the cabinet tournament will hold, because then most of the lights had issues. I can remember they were there as early as 9 o'clock.
Is it these big ones or these small ones on the side?
The big ones, not the
But who tells Brikama Sports Committee that they need small lights like this, as if they are going for a naming ceremony? Government knew exactly what they were doing. That's why they brought standard floodlights to make sure at least 4 of it, even the 4 alone can power this mini stadium to standard, to make sure at least players are able to clearly play and clearly see all the actions here. Next time, Brikama Sports Committee, the people of Burfoot will not do something like this, Sam is watching, I know he's watching.
Those people don't even have a football pitch first, so let them have a football pitch first.
Sonko with a strike. He's disappointed that he's not able to score a goal in this game. He has been knocking all angles. He scored the equalizer. At least he couldn't double his lead. The way he's playing shows that he wants to score more than 1 goal in this game. That is Lamin Sonko for Kiti.
Why not? At the end of the day, he wants to be the man of the match. And a game like this, if you score 2 goals, definitely you will be up there for man of the match contender. But Lamin, I like the way he plays Famara. I think he's been casing defenders game after ball after ball, and he's been very, very effective for Kitty at the final third. He doesn't even mind where the ball is. He always cases after these defenders, and he's always going after the balls, running up behind the defenders, running for the ball. So definitely a striker of his, I think that's how he's even scored the equalizer.
Our amazing player has been withdrawn. Yusuf Asise, the number 4, he has been replaced in these closing stages of the game. And they will be hoping that the players will be able to successfully defend this game for Kitty to carry the trophy to their community. This is going to mean a lot for Kitty as a community, winning President Barrow sponsored Intercabilo Football Championship here in Brikama. I know Kitty as a community, taking part in Brikama Noet, and they've struggled a couple of times trying to win trophies here. They've been finding it very difficult, and there's no way to put an end to that trophy drought than winning a competition that is bigger than the Brikama Sports Committee competition, Yusufa.
Well, actually, we can argue about that, but then, you can say, I won the competition.
There's no point to argue about that. You have the president seated here watching this final. You have all the cabinet ministers seated here. Director General is seated here. A lot of money has been pumped into this competition. Floodlights has been added to that. That is bigger than the Brikama Sports Committee in Noetan. So there's nothing to argue about that. Take me to any court, I'll be able to defend this to the last dot.
Maybe you will debate with your colleague Kevin.
He said he's a great debater. He always been in debates. But not in
by the way,
I
think the Labour team should also do good, because remember, Dr. Cisse, the Minister of Information, is seated in the crowd, and he's proud and a native of Nema. He's been supporting the Nema community, whether in terms of sports or other activities. Now that he's also in the state in the stance, well, I think the players of Nema should also double up. But again, like I said,
maybe the president is supporting Kitty because he's someone who is so much passionate about village and village activities. So you want to tell me Doctor is rivaling the president here? That is why Nema Kitty is winning here.
They are all Arsenal too, remember?
Well, that's the beauty of football. You have all the cabinet ministers seated and waiting this game. A cross comes into the area ahead, and they missed that one. Kitty strike again, block deflected, not wide away. The player chasing, he's not able to keep that ball in play, it goes out. We're talking about the impact of this team. This is a great moment, Yusufa. I think hopefully someday, some communities outside the Greater Banjul and the West Coast region will also be able to have an opportunity like this. Maybe we can have the president go to Basse, witness a final there, go to North Bank region, witness a final there, go to the Central River region, witness a final there, even in Combo South, in Combo North, so I think this is something that the president is so much passionate about, and he will be convinced that this is something that his government needs to continue. because there's all the reasons for that to happen here, Yusufa. The comportment here, the turnout, the ambience, you know, the level of discipline shown here, the football played here. You know, I think I'm sure the president must be very much impressed with all what he's seen here at the moment, Sidu.
Yeah, definitely. There is no better way than watching a game that has at least 3 goals. That is no joy beats that, because I mean, again, he will go home and say and feel like, yes, I've put in this money at the right place, because I've really, I mean, seen young people execute their footballing talent, and again, the crowd was massive.
And everything is low key. When I was coming with you know, with my colleague, he was like, you look at the place, it's like the president is not living here. You don't see all the big signs. I mean, that means he's taking himself to the level of the people here. I mean, he's not seeing himself today as a president of the country, but he's seeing himself as any one of us here. I mean, witnessing this football final here at the Box Bar Mini Stadium, president. That shows the humility of the president, His Excellency Adama Barrow, Yusufa.
Of course, and I want to believe that, you know, we all know him. And like you said, he will always say, I am from Bankamakunda. Of course, he's from the village. So that is important. And I want to believe, whether it is, you know, Basa next year, or whether it is Farafenye, or whether it is Gunjur, or any other part of the country, let organize such competition and invite the president. You know, he was at the Serakunda, he was here, and I probably will be. Ahmed Jite.
And there goes the final whistle. Ahmed Jite ran onto the pitch to celebrate this moment with Kitty. You can see what this means for him as a supporter of Kitty, as a native of Kitty, as a resident of Kitty, as someone supporting Kitty here at this particular moment. And so the president must be wowed by the speed taken by Ahmed Jite running into the field here. It finishes here at the Box Bar Mini Stadium. MS Kitty are the winners of the first ever President Barrow sponsored football final here at the Box Bar Mini Stadium. Quite an impressive one. From the face of the president, you can clearly tell that he's very much impressed with what we have seen here so far.
Indeed, Famara, it could not have better said. Kitty definitely doing everything it takes to come from behind and win by 2 goals to 2 goals to 1. And like you said, you saw Ahmed Jite storming the pitch like Usain Bolt, you know, with a very fast sprint to celebrate with the traveling fans. But it's history in the making here. This is the first edition of the President Barrow sponsored peace tournament called the Intercapital Tournament. It has been going on in Brikama, but this is the first time it is being sponsored by the president, who happens to grace the occasion here at the Box Bar Mini Stadium. It's been a good game. Both sides played very well, end-to-end stuff. We've been entertained, and we have 3 goals in the process, and the Kitty are crowned champions.
Deservedly crowned champions. They found themselves behind. They were the first team to concede, in the first half. But from there, they put their house in order. They make sure they work on tactically and technically to get themselves back on level terms before taking the lead here. So they deservedly will be heading home as the star winners of President Barrow-sponsored Intercapital tournament here in Brikama. And for the first time, they can go back and tell the people of Kitty that they are the winners of this particular competition, Yusufa.
Of course they are, but again, if you ask most of the people who've watched them from the first game that they've played to where we are today, they will tell you, undoubtedly, Kitty are the deserving champions of this edition. They've been enterprising, fascinating from the word go. From the first game to where they are today, I think they've been the best teams. So they are so no qualms about them being champions. So, I think overall, Farmer, they've been the best team this season.
Yeah, you look at it, in the Norwegian, they didn't go this far, or they reached the final or win the title.
No, they are not even in the Norwegian proper.
This is a jackpot for Kitty, we can say. They win a jackpot here at the Box Bar Mini Stadium. If I am to write about this football final, one of the angles that I will take Kitty wins jackpot at the Box Bar Mini Stadium. This is an absolute jackpot for Kitty. You know, as a community and for the local sports community of Kitty, the prize money at stake, I don't know how much is it, but then it's going to be above maybe 75,000 going to 100,000. So you can remember the overall amount, you know, spent in Sarakunda West was almost $500,000. Yes, combined all together, you know. So, you know, if it is the same here, you can expect the winners to go home with 100,000 or 150,000 or 200,000. So, definitely this is an amazing moment, a great moment here at the Box Bar Mini Stadium, you know, for everyone here present using this particular ground. You can see the crowd are still staying to make sure they see they witness the awarding of the trophy to the, you know, to the winners here by the President, His Excellency Adama Barrow. So I'm sure he's going to walk in here to make sure at least he, you know, presided over the award ceremony of this particular, you know, championship, bringing a brilliant climax into the competition, Yusufa.
Yeah, of course he did. And Sarakunda West, he did not only, you know, crown the champions. He crowned the champions, the runners-up, the third, you know, third place finishers at the Sarakunda West, and the individual prizes. He was there all through until the trophy was handed to the champions. Was the moment that he left. So I expect the same thing here. He will probably, because, you know, with the way the box bar is set up, I want to believe the president will walk into the stadium or inside the pitch to do the representation.
So we might hand over to MS and Sidu for the, post-match reactions and the award ceremony as well. Yes, I don't know if they can hear us. MS and Sidu, they might be from the other end. Cabinet ministers there. Sabali, Professor Pierre Gomez, are all in attendance. A jubilant mood, jubilant moment for Kitty. They will say victory is always sweet, and that is what the people of Kitty are enjoying, the players are enjoying. I'm sure they must have already communicated to, the people back home that the trophy is coming home from Brikama to Kitty. So that's the best goalkeeper of the competition, the Kitty's goalkeeper. Then we'll have the leading goal scorer, probably the best tournament. Musa Bojang is the most outstanding, the leading goal scorer of the competition. And we equally will have the best player of the tournament. Some individual trophies will be given. To the deserving players. Kitty are the winners of the President Barrow sponsored Intercabilo Championship here at the Box Bar Mini Stadium. The Special Presidential Advisor Mamadou Sabali coordinating that one. With the authors of this final, Musa Bojang is the leading goal scorer of this competition. He plays for Nyambai, and he will also be going home with something from this final. And that award is going to be presented by Sadibo Kamaso, who's also in attendance here. Sadibo Kamaso there, presenting the award to Musa Bojan, the leading goal scorer of the competition, sponsored by the President, His Excellency Adama Barrow. Dr. Ismail Assise, the information minister, is the one to present the youngest best players award. Oh, Dr. Assise is going to present the best goalkeeper, and the youngest players award will be presented by the GFA president Lamin Kababajo. Dr. Ismail Assise. They are to do this presentation. They are alongside the GFA president Lamin Kababajo. Peace tournament. Peace has clearly been manifested here. That aligns greatly with the vision of the President, His Excellency Adama Barrow. Badingol nalbe jibe kan hani saing ka fale ko alba Gambia Radio and Television Services la jibe kan min kata bankola television bumbati di dum bada mbale da min to wala kata Brikama football filote dami alon ko banko nyaton ko min kata His Excellency President Adama Barrow ti ay demaro min di Brikama kolla ko la kabila football mi yalon ko e kake ibe nsita wala ko fadula mi yalon ko e ka final bidum bangonya ton ko min kata president His Excellency Adama Barrow fama nata ka fumol feja ale minister bijang al nyabo wolle jang Musa Drame aning interior minister itolle ba awodo dikanu Yusufa Sisi atemu molati mi alon ko e katale nyim mol min be dabula yinyo se akata dam foko na atele beno so atele ateba kitile atele wo fen kota ko min ba foka nun tuba ko la nyame nyin non signa foloti ja West Coast region banko nyaton ko kabirin jawara la taymo kana ya jamila taymo kana fo His Excellency President Adama Barrow la taymo kana inta kabilo football tournament kabila nyose a football kata dam fo kana ka ibulo dunga ko to ka dépense sa ko nyama so amanda woda mala fama bar banko nyaton ko min kata President Adama Barrow ti anata yala doko be bulaje nzavo han somanda doko sotoleno bara state house bulaje ala schedule tata nyawonya kunu ngajira tata sila yelo la bi somanda e meeting work state house bar wo kamala nata janka tandi Brikama kolla ntema tolle ta tol min tele timbina la jele ngana ngaka fu mol feje ngasi al feje ngatara na president ya na fo mbatu la state house ngana mbakela president Barrow mbakela His Excellency Adama Barrow leti ngake ko momo mi yalon ka ba football filoto anada sita mol fe janga ka fota mol fe jang pour kana nan kanyum final jibe Brikama Sports Committee la certificate of appreciation bawle bi kan National Sports Council la executive acting executive director min kata Mahmoud Lamin Jawlati anin ke mo sise min denum do ko la GFF tolle bawo awado receive kanu so iba mol commande ka minister bijang cabinet minister bijang ne director bijang permanent secretary bijang bankol nzavo mol mi yalon ko tolle marata banko tamandir nyala momo ninga baje mammu solle je jambi bare malo tumando ba to fo camera la mallo e kambang bare nyimba diala ne nyumbake gender equality kamin fonu di e kafanya di environment minister mi yalon ka marata al hawali jende wala kunya la min ketaro hijon manjan tinga e bennu jang youth and sports minister Bakar Way Baji aning Demba Sabali agriculture minister wala belo rinunje pour ka awodo ni receive nun mfangola minister min keta Dr. Habibatu Drameti mbala fila fana taranum fe jang rohi jon manjang fana taranum jang aning min keta gender minister da fana taranum fe jam pour kana en final jibe ya tandi president Barrow la ko keol da mamal la fi football la de baron tol musol fana la musu minister fana la fa football la ba tumando ba do ngamera ko wolle ye bulo fabi tumando ba do tol fana ba kudol le to mi yalon ko bankola nyaat yiruwa aba wole to pour yi fana ye tarawoto ya banko tarabanko to ya la woto ya fo president wote ni la ay minister ning e modo le tanyin blado ton toleta karado muta bar nyumo kulete mi yalon ka nyafa warata bakele min kata His Excellency President Adama Barrow de fa wannan siring aba jela la mol fe doro ani mol basmail la nyo fe woy nyin na tandi ka kontani tale nyin kata nyame barala kontano manke ka kontanta Brikama kolla a kontanta banko bela kolla ni na ta jube ni nyimmanke kuti mi yalon ko nsafa danta Brikama da mal mo bele ba jibe kam banko dawo da ibe GRTS jibe kan ibe nyinje kan ifanala hamo be kala nyinnati President Barrow maybe next year yin sannala ay tela satol to ay tela tundol to ay tela regional to pourta je kono ay nyinkeno je fananto nimba ay tandile la ko nyinketa nun sara kunda west ne a folota nun jele to kabira keda ako nyafa warata bake nyin komi nga fo nun to ba kongola nyami ni nata janjibe political party mimba Gambia kono jang ala moba nyimbe ngota janne baraka biri benta jang be won political na fo landile na fo mimbe kunto wala Gambia na fo mimbe kunto wala football na fo mimbe kunto wala e mba ñoo mutala ñaami mbe dendela ñoo bala ñaami pour ka yiriwa kaaje kono ma banko sambano banko buka tano kayro koma banko buka tano kuloni fammaji koma ngamera wala tanji ta jam president Barrow ngamera ay ninkele nimisati je na tata sita biya famana la minister kajata nyinna ba jalal ko nyanta kaji sifa kel ko mi ngafutu ba ko wala ñaami ni na tam banko nyata ko jibe ala yirwa na la development no amman karakilina ma economy la madandi ka fo infrastructure la mengeta silolti amadandi kudol la yaje kono loko sai mbatu ngam bulo tiling mfango la jibo kono ngam bulo dunje ngakoro bondije ngaje kono kadi satella pour ye ifango ma koy no yela finance ko menkeno ka fondinkel sambanam pour que united ndi wolon ka kambe ngoning domoyo sabari ndi tema nga woke ngamera woy tandi bakele kaje kono tumando bato ni ko dol jibe kaje la kono man sakundari wala nyanta ka wolke bare tuman e man tare ke kan banko nya don ko yaje ko man ta sila nge batu sa emba tunta fana sa mine ke no ngake ni tata serkunda central serkunda tema filo bi jemi alon ko ka fa mboyo fil wo musuwa kan wolti ni ko mboyo fil wala dulami alon ko ni tata je ni ka funkala le balo ka kankam fo mol bu kala ble soutela no bi ni tata lo to wodla ni ko mol min be nunje folo ke tumando bato fo ale min jiole do ya bang fay sawuntale mantara banko kan ni tata banko kara do la ni murundi na wodla ko jammu mboyo fil lati ise so ba fo le ko hande jantem mboyo fil to le mboyo fil min lo nga jammin tude ni ko president Barrow le wo falling ka ake Kenya la mi yalon ko mo Adama Barrow tan mo la no ko wasa keno within this short period of time be so la tumando ba to bari nyimu kula de mi yalon ka min tandi wala yirwani development ay banko nyaton ko katu min fola you know amada di karakilina so wo mu kula de mi yalon ko no wala ja kata jambi nyimbe ngo min kata jang woda mamu kula de mi yalon ko a jartal pour moye banko nyaton ko tendu anala cabinet minister la nim Brikama sports committee kaje kono ye futano bila bara aman dang kaje ko ay kodo damale dundi nyun ko to bara president Barrow kabiri nyun ko futata la aman kera kala minister straight away ngadanga ke mbako do dundi la jele isula tam mio min hanna man ke kodo dama imbe ma ko ilal ala taro jambi wonyina tandi ko president kanaka sijang for 2 hours more than 2 hours moto vali lano moto haymala no ay kodo min dundije ala taro jambi safo wala kuma yata ay kodo min dundi nyunko kono so nyumu fenati mi yalon ko Brikama kol bitala until fo msafo dunia bab danna daming mol batara le hakilo ba nyimmala mol mim mantara jambi tumando bata wol man na dunia folo so mani nata nyin tariko ba sadala no woli la kaje ko president Barrow his excellency Adama Barrow ay makoyro kela bara amanda makoyro la atolom man sake follow ti Gambia kono kataka si Brikama box ba mini stadium moto ka si ka football final oji be mi yalon ko anin dindin ke ba musuka fuke be ba sirinje ka final o nyinji be nyimu tariko ti mi yalon ko mba fola nyon tangolom bare nyimu nyi fenne tandi fana mi yalon ko banko nyaton ko ay ngani min so to pour ka banko develop nyimba wolle kono komi nga foto ba ko ngala nyamin kabiri nyim ko fota na youth and sports minister nyaba min na miya inna fa buluri ngadu min kata bakar way bajiti atenim Pierre Gomez ba loring anin Drame ba loring Musa Drame min kata na fisheries minister ti Dr Ismaila Cisse anna na la Arsenal deniko abenyina tandika molla ko bi Arsenal win tale de so tumando ba te jigo so dole ko be Premier League tala lo bare Dr fo da maman ke Arsenal supportati ala keba min kata la boss ti min kata his excellency Adama Barrow ti wo fana mo Arsenal la fanol ti so bi ngalon ne ko kontane fulale be feje lamine jabi min kata na digital economy minister te afanam bi janne abe sirim be ngoto dang nga fenke fana jele num komante domba sabale min kata na agriculture minister ti afana bi janne nga governor je jenne min keta president o jati ti jambi afana bi janne nyina kata referee panel ti minuli alon ko tolle dabula nyin e tolle nyin game officier rada so comme min ba fo kan nu nyami kabiri nyin ko funta minister office president o ya kala muta aka munta ko banko nyaaton ko fangale ba nakan pour kana at least ka aje ko mio min be keno la jang afango ya jibe bar kabiri nyin funta minister la tabulo ta nim president o ya discourse ay nyinne foye ko ku nyanta kake alake so aba wol kono nale ajan sita no jam bi dibo ba dundi nyaw nya baren sita no jang until this time lampol bi janne minul yalon ko yolle mala mi yalon ko ka foye flood lights awara boramamba mi yalon ka sembo soto banko nyaton ko through the youth and sports ministry wolle nyin di Brikama kolla nyimman dang pour nyin tono meno damati sa nyimba tarla janne for the rest of nyim filo la lifespan ba fura nyami nyim solo nyim filo bi janne nyim flood light sol bi janne isa nyi use no la ka bengol kejang isa nyi use no la ka nyomboro ngo kejang isa nyi use no la ka futa football o kejang isa nyi use no la ka ku jama kejang comme jamu kuti mi ala blato dami yalon ko safa opuntale mol mi yalon ko be do ko la comme minister be nyami cabinet permanent secretary be nyami director general sol be nyami suto lampol samala no janne ena eta tamantamo nim boring ngola pour ka je kono at least fana training ke exercise ke so nyimu kula de mi yalon ko mba fokan nta fo banano bare tumando ba ton katum mim fola wati wolo nyinti ko president katum mim fola nga nyomu tanga banko doku yalon banko doku ba nyamin ni a doku yamin doku ibika munu wokan yamin doku woka ke tarikol yamin doku ni do nata ka a choki wala na continue jawara la benun jang ay sanji tan sabake tumando ba do mol ba fola sanji tan sabanin fula bare officially ay sanji tan sabake o sanji tan sabo asamin nono ay woleke ate botadi ya jame nata ya jame bi sanji mo nim fula asamin nono afana ay woleke o bataje his excellency president Barrow le nata ala meeting wala be wo be ngaka foleko mansa jamani kilimbukatu te mansa jamani bambali takeri so wati binala afana ba bola janne so abemi ataka min pus wati wolon ko ngado ko ke ngadenga do ko ke nganyo muta ngabanko doku nganyo kanu man saya ka banne ajita banne so may binala murna o gambiano le kam pour ni esi so president o wala lombake ay wala tandi bake aba wala tandi kan kaje kono ngata gambiano minul yalon ko janin ka ke man sati ndeni wala be siri ni wala ka kuolke ngamuri kan ari mu man sati ka famu man sati batambile la lebulla hani ngamuri kan kana muri kan damma ko nin sulate la vote so lan kana muri kan damma nin sulata na hajo balori kan baranga muri kan handi ngata na haji talori kan kada ke la sulol mafa ke la jikol timandi na president Barrow e wala tandi so nyimu kula de mi yalon ka nyafa warata bake ka cabinet minister sammanan jang kana si jang pour kana imbe ngo mabe ikana danga mabe la bar bango president fango ina si jang mol bije baji be la bafale his excellency fera ba jelal aba smile la mol fe atelon president Barrow ti so nyimo kuloti mi yalon ko even ni na la jibe iba fola ko environment unying is a bit exposed but president biko obe itandi aya tandi gameno la ko atol mu gambiano ti nyama mu wolti nya awomu o gambiano ti wala nyama mu banko dingo ti nyami mu banko dingo ti wala nyama nala sulol wulita ndafana ko kunte sa kenon sa nono mba kelale as the president of the Republic of the Gambia so sa our ceremony le be kering mi alon ko be medalol dunka Dr. Ismaila Cisse aning Ahmed Jite nga Ahmed Jite a gagné le bi Ahmed Jite be kitile Dr. Cisse be Nema so Ahmed Jite wintale ngamera wala dina Dr. ya school ka tandi ala ko almabula nga ko bota alna tan fama tan na sate do ale ko bota mbula ka samba Ahmed Jite hanna fama be nka be medalol dun kan JFF la president o bijanne football administrator bijan development partner bijan ko mal baaje kan nyamin tele bingoto bar ko min ba fo kan nyamin JRTS fana niye nyin competition la organisation fo ya president la mako rofo JRTS fana la do ko e minta banko la yire wando ta manyato fo ngo fana fo amu fenneti mi yalon ka tan nakarla non tal nyala la no akam kana jan kanyim bondi ka programme ol be tuje kana kanyim bondi Brikama call this is the second time ntela na ko ngamin kalamuta sometimes back nin director of television programs esa jallo nata nun jenne kana zonal final o bondi ay director general la fenko ala approval kola pour kana ka wo final o bondi nyindo fana director general la approval nala blessings kola fana GRTS nata nan janne pour kana nyim final o bondi nyim mol tumando bate this is the first time ye fangoje ila majole bondi national television oto ila family basirin so kono ba majol nyinji bela e kaf nyol basirin dunia kara dole ba gemo nyinji bela nyimu fenete mi yalon ko GRTS fana la contribution towards national development comme banko en sasimin na ngake ngameram bawla ko kan so sa director general Abdoulaye Sina la timobe tentuke jayi president Barrow fele afango nata nan ne sainde adunta nan filo kono ani referil le banatalo la ni referil tumando ba to nyinam fodi kunya foloti tariko kono pour ka je kono to lim president ngoy natalo ke so li nekana lo xamantene mun nañu wax fi ba ala ko mun a jeexali mbokk yi ba léegi ñu ngi leen di gërëm di leen santa di leen dalal fii Gambia Radio and Television Services fu ñu nekk tey moo nekk Brikama Box Ba Mini Stadium foo xamante ne njiiti réew moo nekk président Barrow His Excellency Adama Barrow moo sponsor benn compétition ñu ko ooyee Interkabilo Football Tournament nekk na compétition boo xamante ne dafa dooroon ci weeri koor waaye organising committee bi dañ decide ne His Excellency President Adama Barrow mu ngi foofu du joxe winners prize. I hope we'll be able to have some pictures after the game, you know. So maa ngi seet ñaata lañ nekk du joxe foofu xoolal runners up prize ñu ngi am $50,000 ñoo nekk runners up prize bi. So aside from this nga xam ne ñu seet ne jaasi yi nga xam ne moo nekk football jaasi luñ sol fii dafa bokk ci président ci initiative président bi moo joxe yooyu ñooñu ak lu bare ci compétition bi so li nekk na compétition bu nga xam ne président bi dooleel na ko for the very first time in history te amul ci dooleel bi rek waaye moom wax na ne man maa nekk président du ma dem ma jël suma alal dugal ko ci compétition bi waaye dinaa dem foofu ma teew ci jotaay bi ma dem fekkee ko ma dem ma make sure ne at least man tamit ma dem to the lowest level ma mel ni comme ku nekk ci football field bi at least everybody here at the football field bi so youth and kooku mooy youth and sports minister Bakar Waye Badji ak président His Excellency Adama Barrow di joxe medal ci to the captain of Kitty kooku mooy captain yi Kitty bi so lu nekk di wax fii lii nekk na loo xamante ni maanaam mun nañoo wax ni very impressive gis nga président moom mu ngi smile rek you know winners yi ñu ngi am 75,000 waxoon nañ ko fii ak giant trophy bu nga xam ne you know ñu ngi ko joxe winners yi ñoo nekk Kitty ñoo doon play ak Nema United ñooñu team la fii ci biir Brikama waaye Kitty ñoom ñu ngi joxe just some few kilometers away from Brikama fii ci Kombo Central ñoom compete nañ fii ñëw nañ ñu bokk ci compétition bi waaye ñoom dañ lokki maanaam ñoom ñoo nekk deserved winners yi so président Barrow moo nekk foofu di joxe winners yi gis nga muy taacu di gërëm jaay di congratulate leen so you know nekkul ne équipe boo xamante ne mooy team président bi waaye moom bàyyi na Banjul bàyyi na State House because soo leen fàttaleku démba bu dee yéen a doon seetaan GRTS président Barrow moom doon ubbi fii benn yoon ci boori Madiana Banyaka you know boori yooyu daal maanaam 12 kilomètres lii la yooni la boo xamante ne government bi moo ko sampa ñoo ko construct so foofu la nekkoon démba ci guddi tey si suba amoon na amoon na programme State House bu dee man la dama soona du ma mun a atteindre final bi waaye président Barrow xoolu loolu moom dina ñëw fii Brikama mu ñëw mu associate with every single individual ku nekk ci football park bi so lii nekk na loo xamante ne mun nañoo wax ne history la waaw lu bari la lu rëy la ci nit ñi ñu teew ci jotaay bi fii waaye lu rëy la tamit ci football yi Brikama waaye lu rëy la tamit ci history Gambia I'm president. Them sponsor football competition. Kamuti sponsor rek. Why them? You know, fake jotaay bi, fake final bi, teew ci jotaay bi. Kon nekk na loo xamante ne dañoo wax ne is commendable, highly commendable. Li anglais di wax ne highly commendable. Di sant président Barrow, His Excellency Adama Barrow. Maanaam dooleel. bu mu joxee waa Brikama. dooleel bu mu joxee waa dooleel bu mu joxee waa West Coast Region. waaye si dooleel bu mu joxee waa Gambia yi yëpp. lii mu ngi dooree fale Serekunda West. jógee Serekunda West ñëw Serekunda ñëw fii Brikama West Coast Region. so maanaam man tamit dama feel jealous. hopefully next year with the people in the West Coast Region ñum tamit dañ bugg a gis lu mel ni façon initiative bi pour ñu am ko foofu. so baɗigol sa e mbeɗamin sa fof liro futata tongolale a worsol ɓe ditale mi o mi yalon ko a ñanta ka a ditale so président oye a woɗol dile e min keta winasol ti al ñaɓe min no min keta kititi itole wuli taworolo nin lul sotola anin compéti anin kopo anin médailol min keta nemati minol mo rona soppi ambalen ka fo mi rona soppi
coach for congratulations alwinda but yalla ko bodi yalla but overall
nake ba jiwo gay kontaan da ba kala nyam ko kontaan da dami wo subo ba easy nin ko bo meda anoma fo sanji saba ala man na harji ba nyino sai saba nyando ala na harji so mba fula kontaan o nyin wa bisari mburu ba kala da on over joy da da
comme ya fanya sanji fulo min tamra alga participate mbaraka kolyanu ne so nyinang alnara fo final comme ala munege ala mine do ku nyinang wo sanji fulo mi ango wala fu no final nyinang
nyinde was na trene na selection le ke anyama mom bayas ke football min nyinga ndala ni wolela ni aji be fango do ko fa de best result ba quand même ko fa best result ndana na mise wol ni rectify filo do so anyway nana capital stagang kam capital de moya lo final me futala jile adu ala na ndema futala final ko ala na harje ko pol
ngalo ko kontano sewo kere mbar commune ikiti community sudo la nyaaya bar na kana jang ko bulal no ma kana gal support di fana mo be na pour gal support yemelo soto sade mo le
ne oje sa ika yere ko mune be football go fana ganje il loyalty le tilindale so fa sel so nyaage dawoda be krar mi so de ba yele go nyum mam bayasi be no malale so wala na mo ga san dol no ma boss football be ni gan gole man frère so football do man do ma so do man ba de so football do football be ni ga do ga tani wala wana ya je ko tili wala be yone gan no mana
afayelo du ngale ko president la so place bonso akamana raka jibe bi so pour ka ko
anyway nkonda kele ya president wa da dum bangol football do ala fala bangol football ni yura fonse professionnel de maso do momo se hamo so football ke gal occupation so ala ko ni kana football jibe nkonda da sewo dala ko la bag ya sanyang okay
so who do the minister you take you for the minister for Honorable, first, have you recovered from the game on Friday?
It was difficult yesterday in the morning when I got up, but now I'm okay.
Right, I mean, another final, we were at the Serakunda West, some time ago, it was successful. I mean, Brikama also concluded today. The president was just there. So overall, I mean, from Serakunda East to here, everything is done now. How is it?
Well, it's all good. Alhamdulillah, we must say. We started this thing during the raining season and during the Ramadan period. And of course, like you said, Serakunda West had a very good final. And here we are in Brikama for the West Coast one. And all of them have been very successful. We've seen a remarkable display of talent from these young people here. But for me, the icing of the cake is the fact that His Excellency President Adama Barrow was not just able to sponsor the tournament, but he himself was able to come, did the kickoff, and here he is all the way to give the prizes. Congratulations to Kidi and hard luck to Nema, but it has been a very good final.
Yeah, one was, the president could have just pumped money, give the communities what they wanted. He's busy, you can go and do other things. He was at the Serakunda West. He sat the entire time. The same thing here. I mean, what does that signify? You work with him every day.
Well, all we can do is to say thank you to him because, yes, we requested that he attend the final over there at Serakunda West based on the demand of the committees and the club, and he agreed to do that. So immediately he attended the KM one, which is Serakunda West. Brikama also said, well, the fact that he attended KM, he also must attend Brikama. And so we've been trying to look for a favorable date. It was difficult with the president's schedule, but here we are today. He was able to. So for us, it's a good thing. It shows also everybody knows President loves sports, he loves football, and here he is demonstrating that, not just in what government is now doing to support the associations and the football federation with our national team, but even at the grassroots level. I mean, these lights is also something from government, which also shows how much the government is investing in sports. And President himself at a personal level continue to do more to support the development and growth of football in our communities.
And what we ask now, how do you build on this? It was a successful, as Serakunda was here, other communities might also decide to initiate next year.
Well, we look forward to it. For me, I think the most important part is we always want communities to come up with initiatives that can be supported either by the government or by individuals such as the president himself. But of course, I thought this is over, but it's not over because now what they're saying is we must do a Super Cup between Brikama winner and then the winner of West KM. So we will discuss that with him and hopefully we'll be able to support that. If that happens, that will be the biggest one because it's bringing West Coast and KM together. But generally, we know communities will say, okay, we want to organize. There are a few things that are needed. Even if you want to play night match, you have lights and all that. Government is investing in the infrastructure, but we are growing and we are progressing. So we look forward to definitely doing more of this. And President have already said, for this one and KM, he is personally going to take care of it next year and the year. So it's going to be sustained. What we will do to expand will be depending on the negotiation. But for this one, President made a personal commitment to continue to support the two zones in their tournaments.
Well, what would you say to the communities in terms of sustainability? Last were here, they were damaged. The community was not able to, to maintain it. That is why they reach out. But now they are fixed. During the tournament, we know income came in, but in terms of sustainability too.
No, in fact, we discussed that with the committee because infrastructure is great. But what is more important is to be able to sustain it. Ensure there is regular maintenance, ensure technicians check it. But also the committees must be able to utilize the revenues they generate from these facilities to be able to keep up with the upgrade. But also expand. So we've seen the sponsorship that is coming here. I think that's one thing they need to look at. You cannot do everything by yourself. But if you open up a partnership, call these companies to come and help, name a pavilion after them, name a stand after them, that is what they want. And then in return they get advertisement. That is how our sports must be able to move forward, beginning from now.
Well, congratulations for organizing the third edition of the Inter tournament. We've come to the tail end of it. Kiria champions. Bob, how was everything?
Thank you very much, Yus. I think you have seen yourself. I mean, it was not easy at the beginning, but today, West Coast Brikama Sports Committee has demonstrated that Brikama is no area when it comes to sports management and sports development. I mean, this final has never happened in the history of Gambia before in local football. I mean, we started this game peacefully, and today is the ending of the game, and it was very, 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 very peaceful. And we want to use this opportunity to thank His Excellency, the President, for the foresight he has in supporting this tournament. And the Honorable Minister, Bakar Waibaji, and his team, National Sports Council, Momodu Sabali, they were very, very helpful in the entire tournament. And my own brother, the Governor of West Coast, because anytime I call him, morning, night, he always pick my call and always help us in our preparation.
So, I mean, what else? What do we really do to build on this?
I mean, it is going to be a continuation. In fact, we have spoke to His Excellency about a possible match between the winner of today and that of KM to have a super final to be hosted at the Independence Stadium. That is going to be used as the testing of the new Independence Stadium. So I think this is something that we are going to work on it. By the grace of God, I believe it is going to happen to have a super final at the Independence Stadium between the winner of that of Brikama in the Kabilo tournament and that of Serakunda West.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Well, so, I mean, that is it. Kiria champions of the third edition of the Indakabilo tournament. This competition started during the Ramadan season. And of course, here we are. The sponsor, His Excellency President Adama Barrow, was on the ground. He handed the trophy to Kitty. Witness everything that has happened at the Boxbar Mini Stadium. So from us, the entire team, our head of sports, Mohamed S. Jallo, Sidu, and the entire production team, we say thank you so much for being with us from 4 o'clock to now. Until we come your way next time, goodbye.